presented by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, it's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. One of those guys who can really shoot the ball, and for him, the playoffs in 2014, a breakthrough. We're talking about Danny Green.
On the road and hungry for a win against the Western Conference rival, the San Antonio Spurs are ready for this one to get started. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche Latina, celebration of Latin culture in the league. It's become an annual tradition and a very good one. Great to be a part of it with you. With Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. And it's Baines in at the center position. Parsons for 3. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
You know, the Spurs, because of their way of conducting business and their low-key personality, have never really been ratings darlings for the NBA, despite being considered and respected as a model franchise in the league. The team's color of silver and black, I think, fits their style. It's not really flashy or gaudy, but it does point out their business-like approach and how precise they play and how much they win.
Looks for Nowitzki, gets it to him. Nice D from Duncan. On defense, Dallas. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. A key concern for his side is how to keep Monta Ellis from running amok on their defense. He said there are very few players in the league who can take a sliver or a seam in a defense and turn it into 2 points as efficiently as Monta Ellis does. He said one step and he's at the rim. We have to move our feet as a unit or he'll get to the rim all game long. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Parker outside. It's stolen by Barea. Ellis left side. Feeds it to Parsons. Pass to Barea. Jacks up a 3. That's good. Barea's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
There's the dish to Leonard. Back to Parker. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Parker's got his first basket of the night.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Barea kicks to Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be the best mid-range jump shooter in the league, and he's been that way for a long time. A shot that's falling out of favor, but Clark, for him, it's a go-to weapon.
Yeah, he's able to back down defenders and then hit that nice turnaround. Most of the time, he's much taller than whoever's guarding him, so there's really not much you can do to impede that shot.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
And for Nowitzki, who's back to the basket game, something he added once he got to the NBA. His teams looked to put smaller defenders on him out on the perimeter. He really learned how to exploit those matchups.
Nobody near Leonard. And another basket for San Antonio.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
Here's Ellis. No good off the front iron.
And I can only imagine how frustrating it is to have to try to guard Nowitzki if you're a defender. I mean, he doesn't have to beat you off the dribble or back you in. That turnaround at 7 feet tall, effortless and efficient and usually on target.
Ellis dishes to Parsons. Back to Ellis. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Leonard with the steal. For the finish. Here's Baines. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
Well, the Mavs took some heat when they opted not to try to defend their 2011 championship with the same players, opting for cap room instead. And, you know, they've swung and missed on some big names, but they've put together a really deep club with some very smart signings.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Smith checked in for Nowitzki. Jefferson comes in for Ellis. And Devin Harris is subbed in for J.J. Barea.
And, you know, when it comes to Dirk Nowitzki, he has said, he's on the record as saying he wants to retire Maverick. Ownership, anyway, has reciprocated that desire, but the greatest player in franchise history deserves to finish out strong in legitimate contention, and they've committed the resources to try to make that be a reality.
Charlie Villanueva's checked in for the Mavericks. Aminu comes in for Chandler Parsons. Here's Leonard. Good! Leonard's got 6.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
And the Spurs making a change here. Bellinelli's checked in. And for Nowitzki, he's made financial sacrifices to enable the Mavericks the cap space, Steve, to go out and construct this roster.
Yeah, only $26 million on the books before he was re-signed, so that left plenty of shopping money, and they spent it well. That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. It's stolen by Aminu. Into Smith. Diaw with the steal. Bellinelli passes to Duncan.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Spurs leading by 7. Now Mills. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. It's Ginobili with the drive. That's good.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
And the shot is good. Harris has got his first bucket in this one.
He's never going to pass up on a chance like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, this guy can get to the rim.
And Mills kicks to Diaw. Into Tim Duncan. It's stolen by Smith. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's stolen by Aminu. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Jefferson, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And those are the kind of plays that will turn that deficit into a lead quickly. So solid defense on the ball, that's the key.
It's Ginobili with the drive, and the layup's good off the glass. Ginobili's got his second bucket tonight.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Jefferson has a wide open look. Jefferson missing again. Here's Mills. Can't get it to go. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Spurs lead by 7. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Leonard the 3 and Diaw the 4. Corey Joseph is out there with Tony Parker. And it's Baines in at the 5 down low. Now here's Joseph following the miss by Monte Ellis. Here's Leonard. Drills the baseline jumper. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Spurs.
You know, for a long time, people would think about the Spurs as a slow-it-down team, but they've had an explosive offense the past few seasons.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, clearly Dirk Nowitzki plans to be a Maverick for the rest of his career. He signed a 3-year, $25 million deal this offseason. He was offered max contract money from other franchises, but took much less to stay with Dallas and make another run at it. Rare to see a franchise and the player so committed to each other in this day and age, guys.
Yeah, championship mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks. Mavericks trailed by 13. Chandler right side. There's the three. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist by Chandler.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Joseph with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Diaw, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And the Spurs lead by 12.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
Now Parker, following the miss by Ellis from deep. Parker drives in, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Parker's got 6 points.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Here is Barea. Nobody near Parsons. Dallas again missing.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Chandler Parsons, a second-round pick by the Rockets out of Florida back in 2011. Steve, what a find.
Yeah, I mean, from day one, he looked ready to play at the NBA level. I mean, the speed wasn't too much for him. His skill level translated beautifully, and he's improved every season. His three-point shooting is getting better, but the ability to do so many things makes him a very effective player.
Now here's Nowitzki. Parsons dishes to Nowitzki. Tries from 16. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And he gets it to go.
And Parsons, he's 6'10", maybe 6'9". 6'10" might be a stretch, but he's a good athlete, has a tight handle. I think the more open style of play in the NBA suits his strengths as a player who likes to attack in transition and is able to get to the rim and has a really good basketball IQ, too.
Plays with great confidence.
He really does.
Now here's Joseph after Devin Harris's miss. Pass to Joseph. And the officials call the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Smith checked in for Chandler. Aminu comes in for Parsons, and Jefferson subbed in for J.J. Barea. San Antonio also making some changes. Duncan, he's checked in for Diaw. Ginobili comes in for Corey Joseph, and it's Mills in for Parker. The Spurs have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Well, this was a very consistent